Good day, class. Alam ko i-emphasize. So, for this part 2 sa atong lesson, now we have here cost estimation method. Una, di ba natin account analysis, wherein tanan transactions, tanan process, and detailed line items sa financial transaction or statement or financial statements, they are carefully examined. Yes. So, in cost accounting, this is a way of an accountant to analyze and measure the cost behavior of a firm. The process involves examining cost drivers and classifying them either as fixed or as variable costs. So, that's account analysis. Also, napunta second is high-low method. So, high-low method is a way of attempting to separate out fixed and variable cost given the limited amount of data. So, and we have here, ay lang sa magkawarian ng solving sa high-low ha. Because I want to emphasize more on account analysis and kaning regression analysis or statistical analysis. So, ang scatter graph pod, balik ta diri sa number 3. This is a method or visual technique used in accounting in separating the fixed and variable elements. So, kana scatter graph method, it looks like this. No? Scatter. Naka-scatter ang graph. No? So, i-plot ra na nimo siya. So, based on the given data. So, don't worry with the solving lang sa scatter graph because what I'm going to emphasize is more on account analysis and katong statistical analysis, okay, or the regression. Okay, so mag-move ta no on how are we going to solve this account analysis. Account analysis. So, sa account analysis, since we are going to analyze every item sa financial statement. So, ingani na siya. So, in essence, di ba, total fixed cost plus total variable cost equals to total cost. No? Kaya ang fixed o ang variable gi-add na silang duha. Natay karoy total cost. Okay. So kung himayon ni siya nga formula, naatay open and close parenthesis na siya variable cost per cost driver multiplied by the cost driver. No? So ang answer ana i-add that would be the total variable cost kana siya. And then so since if ma-solve na ninyo kaning first part kaning, 'di ba? Kung ma-remember ninyo ang MDAS, ang multiplication, division, addition and subtraction. So unahon ninyo ni, dapat na mo ni open and close parenthesis. Tapos i-add na to ng fixed cost. Then we can now have the total cost. Okay. So these are the other formulas kung himayon jud ang variable cost. Okay, so move on ta sa sample. So sample problem would look like this. Okay. So si Mary daw is a CPA. Now si Mary has to analyze all these transactions kanina adiriya. So in the first year of operation, the company used 3,000 machine hours and incurred the following cost. Now this is the given data. Production cost atong direct materials, which is ang total cost ng direct materials is 2,355,000. Then ang direct labor cost 6.6 million. Factory utilities, we have 360,000. And factory maintenance 850. Factory insurance 429,000 and so on. So mo yung mga comments ni Mary. no, as a CPA sa isa ka company. So, sa next step nato for this, we have here a table for the production cost, which is given sa problem, the direct materials, direct labor, factory utilities, factory maintenance, factory insurance, and so on. Kanina akong pasabot dirian side, sa right side. And then, ilatag nimo production cost. Also, ilatag na pud nimo ang given na total cost. So, with that, natay equivalent na mga amounts sa direct materials, which is yung total cost is 2.355,000 and so on. Mga equivalent amounts ng direct labor, which is 6.6 million, factory utilities, 360,000. And then, ang total anitanan from direct materials to factory depreciation, ang total ana is 11,449,000. And what's the next thing to do? Ilatag na to since gusto man ta mahibala na to ang fixed cost and ang variable cost. And then also the variable cost per machine hour. So let us base our kaning solution based on the Mary's comments. So, as per Mary's comments, kanitong direct material na 2,355,000 is tanan kay variable. So, kapag tanan ang variable na 2,355,000, so pila man ang fixed cost? Diba 0? Kay all variable man daw ni 2,355,000. So, 0 imuhang fixed cost karon. Nalatag na pud ka og fixed cost nimo. The next thing to do is direct labor. Mary's comment says that all variable pud ang direct labor, which is 6.6 million. So, your fixed cost would be 0 gihapon. Next item. Ngun si Mary, ang factory utilities is 60,000 is fixed. So, therefore, how much is your variable? Since 60,000 kay fixed, yung variable karon is 300,000 na lang. So, that's 360,000 minus your fixed na 60,000. Ang remaining na variable is 300,000. Okay. So, muna yung ilatag sa imong table ha. Production cost, total cost, fixed cost, total variable cost, machine hours, variable cost per machine hour. Next, sa may buhaton, napatay mga comments ni Mary. I-follow lang gyapon na tong comments ni Mary as a CPA ng company na to. So, iyahang factory maintenance would be 85,000 is fixed. How much would be the variable cost? Now, 850,000 minus fixed cost na 85,000. Ilatag ni mga 85,000 diri sa fixed cost na column. Ang nabilin karon na variable is 765,000. Okay, so that's 850 minus 85,000 na fixed. Your variable would be 765,000. And then, ito pa, factory insurance, 429,000. Ingon sa comment, all fixed. So, 429,000, all fixed. Tibok na amount. Ibutang day nimo sa fixed cost nimo na column. So, since tanan man fixed, therefore, imong variable is 0. The same thing with factory property taxes. All fixed po daw ang 210. So, kung all fixed siya, meaning, imong variable cost is 0. No, wala kay variable cost. Diri 0 imuhang variable cost. So, fixed man daw ang 210,000. Ibutang mo siya sa column na fixed. Next, the same thing. A factory supervisor salary. That's all fixed according to the comment. Therefore, all fixed siya. Ang 300,000, ilatag na po niyo sa this total fixed cost nga column. So, Kamay na lang. 300,000, all fixed po daw. 300,000 na diri 145,000, all fixed po daw. So, 345,000. Ibutang nimo sa total fixed cost na column, 345,000. Therefore, kung tanan siya fixed ning 345,000, zero na imuhang variable cost. Diba? So, tapos nakaog, segregate sa imuhang fixed cost and imuhang variable cost. Again, I want to remind you that kaning Mary's comments, given na siya. But magdepend na siya sa unsay gihatag ni CPA. Diba? Lahi mo ginaog mga comments ni ang isa ka accountant sa company. So, all you have to do is follow the comments. If all variable, then kanito 1,355,000, ibutanin mo sa variable na column. Diba? So, yan na lang. Ilatag lang nimo. Kaning 6.6 million, all variable man daw. Ibalin na po nimo sa all variable na column. Diba? So, and then, follow through lang ka sa mga comments. Now, next column is the machine hours. Now, machine hours is our cost drivers. So, ang machine hour nato is given man siya, no? Natay 3,000 na machine hours. So, therefore, ilatag lang gyapon nato siya sa tuang table. So, 3,000 each item, no? Direct materials, 3,000 na machine hours, and so on. Next is variable cost per machine hour. Kung may tag per, meaning divide na to siya. Diba? Variable cost divided by machine hour. Sa totong variable cost na ara. That's our variable cost here. So, 2,355,000 divided by 3,000, we have 785 variable cost per machine hour. Okay. Then another. How much is the variable cost per machine hour na pod? Diya sa direct labor. So, we have 6.6 million divided by 3,000. We now have 2,200. So, the same thing sa uban item. 300,000 sa factory utilities divided by 3,000 equals to 100. And sa maintenance na po, 765 divided by 3,000, we now have 255 pesos. And then, factory insurance, 0 divided by 3,000, 0. Mas same siya og, same siya og kani logic ni multiplication. 0 times 1 equals 0. So, kapag mag-division po ka, 0 divided by 3,000, so 0 po siya. Wala mo kayo ma-divide. No, the same thing sa other items. Okay. Now, don't forget na i-total nimo na siya per column. I-total nimo total cost, i-total nimo ang fixed cost, i-total nimo ang variable cost. The same with variable cost per machine hour. Ipang-add lang nimo na siya. Okay, per column. Okay, so since natay data karon for the total cost, total fixed cost, total variable cost per machine hour, pwede na nato ma-solve ang itong main nato nga formula. So, sa itong main nato na formula, iba ang fixed cost plus variable cost equals to total cost. But kung himayon pa nato to siya nga formula, we have variable cost, kani siya, variable cost per cost driver multiplied by cost driver. So, according to our problem, atong cost driver is the machine hours. So, variable cost per machine hour nato na itong na-solve na nato, which is 3,340 multiplied by the machine hours, which is given po siya sa problem, ang 3,000 kani. Now, 3,340 multiplied by 3,000. How much man? If 3,340 multiplied by 3,000, so we have here, dito nga, ano ha. So, 3,340 multiplied by, multiplied by 3,000, we have 10,000, 10,020,000. Kani, total ni mo na variable cost. Na siya. Tapos, since naapod tayo, given, nasolve naman na to ni, 1,429,000. Now, 1,429,000 total fixed cost na to. Plus, 10,020,000. The total is 11,449,000 na to ang total cost. For the machine hours na 3,000. If 3,000 ang machine hours. Now, what if for the next year, another example, if management estimates that the factory will use 3,200 machine hours the following year, the estimated cost will be determined as follows. So, if 3,200 na po daw ka machine hours, saan na po daw siya? So, the same thing. We will follow the formula. Since na-solve na nato ang variable cost per machine hour during that year, 3,340 variable cost per machine hour multiplied by 3,200 hours. So, how much? Natay 10,688,000. Muna to ang total variable cost. So, if masolve na nato ni ang first na parenthesis, which is 10,688,000 total variable cost, plus ato na solve ganihan na 1,429,000 na total fixed cost. So, pila man ang total cost na to karon? We have 12,117,000. So, mo ni ang ni siya ang formula. I-remind ta mo nga total cost is equal to total fixed cost plus total variable cost. Then, if ihimay ning total variable cost, the formula would be total variable cost per machine hour. So, total cost equals total fixed cost plus open parenthesis na variable cost per cost driver multiplied by cost driver. Okay. Sa tong problem, the cost driver is machine hours. So, ganito na to ang machine hours. Na siya. Okay. So, that's the formula. Okay. Nakuha na ako. Okay. So, na-solve na nato siya karon. Ano niya to ang final answer? That's 12,117,000. Okay. So, balikin lang ninyo ha. Giunsa na to ang first step. Una, gicopy lang na to ang production cost, which is given sa problem, no, naglatag tag table. Then second is naglatag tag total cost, which is given sa problem. Then gi-add lang po nato iyahang mga amount. Third, we have total fixed cost. Fourth, we have total variable cost. Fifth, we have machine hours, which is atong cost driver na to ang machine hours. Then you will solve, given ni siya ang machine hours. Next is we will solve for the variable cost per machine hour. So ang total na to na sila diha tanan per column. Okay, since na natin nga na, go back din ta sa tuang formula, which is kani, diba? And then solve na nato na, since nakasolve naman ta diri sa table sa tuang variable cost per machine hour, then multiplied by d kung unsa gipangaya sa problem. If the problem will ask if the management estimates that the factory will use 3,200 machine hours the following year, the estimated total cost will be determined as follows. Yan na. Yan ano yung pag-solve. No, but if the problem would just ask how much is the total cost given that natay 3,000 na machine hours. So the total cost would be this one, 11,449,000. Okay. So medyo taas-taas ni siya no, but just try to solve it on your own para ma-familiar naman sa steps. Next nato is we have, I want to give emphasis on how are we going to solve for the statistical analysis. So how are we going to solve this? No, statistical analysis or regression analysis. So this uses a mathematical equation to find the best possible fit of the line to the data points and thus tends to provide more accurate results. So this is more accurate than account analysis, than scatter graph, or high-low method. So, siya. So this is our standard formula. Y is equals to A plus BX. So, kaning Y is equals to A plus BX, gihimay pud ni siya. Kaning A, this will be our total fixed cost. And B is our unit variable cost. So with that, natay specific na formula for for B, which is our unit variable cost, and total fixed cost na to. And unsa pud ang X, later on we will know. So, okay. Okay, dili ta mas scared aning summation na kaning rag 3 gud siya nga naay kan siya. This one. So when we say summation, total ra na siya or sum of the series of numbers or set of numbers. So sum from the word itself, summation, di ba? That's the total of the set of numbers. So in here, unit variable cost or B is equal to n summation of xy minus open and close parenthesis summation of x, then open and close parenthesis summation of y over n summation of x squared minus open and close parenthesis summation of x with exponent of 2. So lahi ning pag-solve nimo sa x squared, summation of x squared, lahi po ning pagka-solve nimo sa kaning na exponent di sa gawas. So okay, so dali ra na siya, don't worry. This is how we're going to solve this. Now sa ato ang problem, sample sa atong problem is this: based on the following data on the number of units produced and the corresponding total cost, estimate the total cost of production. So estimated total cost of production. The estimated total cost. Total cost of production is 4,000 units. Then use the least square linear regression method. So meaning you will solve this using this formula. Okay. So basically, given dyan siya sa problem ang kaning let's say months. Example there is months. So months from January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. And then mo ni ilahang estimated total estimated na mga units, no? And basically unit produced, and then the cost. So given po na siya. So from January, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So we have here 8 months. So n is equal to 8. So that's 8 months. Muna tong n. Okay, remember our formula is this one. So remember na to na formula ha. Ngayon, once nakabalo na mo sa inyuhang given data, ilatag na ninyo inyuhang table. So this will be our table. This will be our solution. Kung pangitaon man na to ang summation of xy, summation of x, summation of y, summation of x squared. Diba? Kanaaman na to ang pangitaon. So, with that, natay x, which is our units, and y, which is our cost. Kung makita ninyo sa to ang given, naratong nga given. So, units, so 1,520, and so on. Then, sa February na po, di ka number 2, 1,250. March, which is number 3, 1,750. 4 is 1,600, and so on. Okay, that's our units. X is our units, and Y will be our cost. No, always yun na siya. So, the same thing, follow through lang po nimo. Since given naman nimo X and Y, what are we going to solve is the x squared. But when we say x squared, kanin siya, yung exponent diri you will multiply the number by itself. So 1,520 multiplied by 1,520. That's 2,310,400. Okay, so for x squared na ha. Next, 1,250 multiplied by 1,250, that's 1,562,500. Still, x squared. Next, 1,750 multiplied by 1,750, no? Multiply by itself. So, we have 3,062,500. The same goes sa uban. 1,600 multiplied by itself na 1,600. We have 2,560. And so on. Now, since i-total man na to nino ang x, itong units, total po na to ang y, which is our cost, i-total po na to ang x squared. So, x squared here, we have in total, we have 35,990,400. Kani silang tanan. Now, say next, di pangayo sa itong problem. We need xy, summation of xy. Okay. Kailangan na to xy. So, xy would be, multiply lang nimo. Imuhang x na 1,520 multiplied by y, which is 36,375. We have here 55,290,000. So, xy ha. Then the same thing. X, which is 1,250 multiplied by y, na 38,000. We have 47,500,000. The same goes sa ubang numbers. 1,750 multiplied by 41,750, we have 73 million plus. Ayan na. So on. I-total lang gyapon ni mo ni, and then you will have And then we will have 807,276,500. Okay? So, sa maning summation, ma'am? Di ba anak ko ganiha? Summation is the total or sum of the set of numbers. So, summation of x is 16,320. So, total anin nilang tanan. Summation. Then, summation of y. Nanatay is summation of x. Summation of y na po. We have here, in total, 377,465. Then, summation of x squared. Okay, nasolve na nato ni ha. Ang summation of x and summation of y. X squared na punta. We have 35,990,400. So, that's summation of x squared. Then, summation of xy. Okay, so we have here 807,276,500. Okay, so nakuha na nato tanan. Okay. So, since we have everything, every data that we need, pwede na ta mag-solve ani nga formula. Okay. So, as you solve, kwao na din mo ang, segregate na din mo, pwede na ka maglibong. Mangbutangan na din mo ni, we have N8, since na 8 ka transactions, then, yung summation of x nimo, which is kani 16,320, summation of y, which is 377,000, and so on. Itong dimension ka ganiha. So, let us solve for our unit variable cost, which is summation of xy. Okay, again ha, we have to solve the unit variable cost, which is our b. So, b equals to n summation of xy, which is n, diba, is 8. N. So, summation of xy na to, which is, ito na-mention na to kaganiha, is 807,276,500. Naran sa table. Naran na solve ito ni ganyan. Kanina part. Dariya. And then, atong minus summation of x, which is 16,320. Then, multiplied by the summation of y. Since MDAS rule says that unahon na to ang m, which is multiplication, unahon na to ni. Nadiri. And kanipod. Sige daw, multiply daw ninyo. 8 times 8, 807,276,500. So, pila man na. Solve ninyo na daan kani. And then, isolve po ninyo ning 16,320 multiplied by 377,465. So, kung say, total ani nila, tsaka pa ninyo i-minus. Okay. So, if i-multiply na to ang 8 multiplied by 807,276, we have here 6,458,000,000 and so on. Then, i-multiply po din yan Rhea. So, once you have that, i-minus na ninyo ang each other. So, 6,6,458,212,000 plus. Kan pa ning number diri. Okay? So, sige daw. Okay, so, kung i-multiply nimo ni diri we have 6 trillion, diba? And then, kani po, i-multiply na nimo ni, we have 6 trillion as well. Then, i-minus na nimo ning duha diri Okay, and then, same here sa ubos. And that's 8 multiplied by 35,990,400. So, we have 287,123,200. And then, kanipot, i-multiply nimo by itself, 16,320 multiplied by 16,320. So, we have this one. Okay. Since nakuha na to ang amount ani sa numerator and proceed sa denominator. So, 8 multiplied by 35,090,400. So, we have here, and then 16,320 multiplied by 16,320, we have the answer as well. So, ang numerator nimo, i-subtract nimo sila together. 64 billion minus 61 billion. And then, the same with the denominator. Okay? So, after which, pag masolve din ninyo ang numerator and denominator, di pa mo mag-divide. Then, the final answer would be 13.8. Okay, so atong B would be the variable cost. Okay, so, remember this formula, unit variable cost. Atong B. And then, since na-solve na to ang B, we will proceed with A. Diba? Kaya ang original formula is y is equals to A plus bx. So, we will solve for A. Nasa may formula sa A, which is our fixed cost. Okay? Summation of y minus b summation of x over n. So, A minus bx over n. Ingan na lang siya ha. Don't complicate yourself. So, since na-solve naman na to ang summation of y. Pila daw ang summation of y? We have here summation of y 377,465 minus b. Pila man atong b? 13.8 or kani siya 13.8078. Or if sa exam, pwede ra pud mo answer og 2 decimal point. Okay? And then summation of x man daw. So, this is our summation of x. 16,320. Nara, summation of x na to. Ayan, total. So, since we will follow the MDAS rule, multiply na to na siya daan. 13.8078 multiplied by 16,320. And then, once we get the answer, which is 225,343.30. Ano siyang answer? Diya pa na to i-subtract si 377,465 minus 225,343.30. So, once we get the answer here, i-divide na to sa 8. And then, muna na itong final answer sa A, which is our fixed cost, 19,015. Okay, so, what's next? Since na natay B, which is our variable, plus the fixed cost, we have we have to fill in the formula. Diba? Y is equals to A, A plus B. Muna itong B. Then, X. So, sa man ang X? Ang X karon is our activity level, which is given po siya sa problem. So, at 4,000 na activity level, the estimated total cost would be 74,215 because ito ang variable plus fixed cost multiplied by the activity level. So, unahon sa nimo ni 13.8 multiplied by 4,000. Then, kapag ako na nimo yung answer ani, diya pa nimo i-plus sa ato ang 19,015. Then, ako na ito ang atong final answer, which is the y, the cost volume. The total cost na to is 74,215. So, I think that's it lang for regression analysis. Okay. So, please do try to answer this problem or look for a different problem lang. Then, follow the formula. So, yung na ang regression or the statistical analysis. Thank you and God bless.